6,000 RPM. Blown, injected with alcohol. Joe Cypher's jump only 60 feet. That's going to make it tough for him to transfer. Schaefer helmeted and that big neck roll to cushion the land. There's a look at Barefoot, one of those new Dodge Ram bodied machines.
I think he's got these Goodyear tires, but look at the front tires. He's got a lot of the tread shape on the front tires.
Good jump. That's past the 100-foot mark. Made a little steering correction coming right off the line, and then nice smooth sailing through the air.
That's pretty impressive right there.
You know, I kind of want one, especially when I see him take off like that, and then when I see him land, I say, no, thank you. That's smooth. You can really see the suspension travel when that truck comes down.
As they come down, and you can watch, he lands pretty decent. He lands fairly solid. He lands really with the back tires just a little bit before, well, maybe the front tires first. For what I know, I'm just watching it on TV like everybody else. But yeah, as he lands, watch his shock travel.
David Morris, 89 and 94 point champion in his S10 Chevy. Ooh, that didn't sound, Kyle, like he got all the power to the ground coming off the line.
No, and as he landed, there were sparks coming out from under. I don't know if he broke something as he went up and as he came down. That something seemed to was dragging or whatever.
Oh yeah,
there's something massive.
I think he lost the rear drive shaft. You saw it spinning there as he went around. He may have lost or broken. Yep, there goes universal joint.
Yeah, it's kicking.
Let's see if we can
out
spot it here.
Right.
David Morris out of Springfield, Tennessee.
You don't really see anything as he goes off the jump. But as he lands,
wow,
yeah, if he lands, something definitely bottomed out and broke. And it could have been the drive shaft.
I'm going to guess he took a yoke out of the drive shaft.
These things, like you say, if they're getting 26 inches of travel, that's a lot of travel, and it's tough to really. And like the guy said before, you know, they're landing on concrete tonight, and it's not given like the mud usually gives or the dirt.
Differential pulling as that truck went off the ramp, because he certainly did not get a lot of distance. This is Gravedigger. That's more like it. That's 100 feet.
Yeah, easy. And like you said before, this is a crowd favorite. This guy, they travel around everywhere, put on exhibitions all over the country. We race a lot of places, and you'll see where they're going to be at a county fair. They're going to be doing something. So this is a very popular truck.
Dennis Anderson is from Poplar Branch, North Carolina. Where's that?
Somewhere in North Carolina. How about that? Is that a good answer?
I'm sorry.
I tell you what.
I didn't mean to blindside you with that one.
No, you got me on that one. I really don't know where Poplar Branch is, but I will say this.
Ripping down.
Hey, Ralph.
Mike, look at this. This is when the landing, and this is how hard it hit. It's all compressed when he hit. Look at all the fluid dripping down here. When he hit, the whole front suspension totally collapsed and used every bit of the travel on the car that he has in here, and it is just ripping everything out, and there's fluid all over the place. Smells like radiator fluid.
I'll bet it would. 103 feet, 4 inches for Gravedigger. It's impression there. And that will certainly be enough to get him into the next round. Ralph?
We've got Dennis climbing out of the truck right now. Let's see if we can get to him. Dennis, buddy, quite a jump, and it looks like he might have done a little damage to the front of the truck.
I don't know. I tell you, we got a blown head gasket that's pumping some fluid through the radiator, and I don't know. I haven't checked it out yet. We added 500 pounds of weight to the truck on the nose of it for a long jump, and I might have my shocks valve just a little too light for it. If we didn't do any damage, we'll go back and tune them in, and we'll give her another shot.
Well, it's all radiator fluid all over the front of it. Trust me, I can smell it on my hands. You went about 105 plus feet. Congratulations on a great jump.
All right, thanks.
Paul Schaefer from Portage, Indiana, pulls down on the shoulder straps and gets set to try to go 100 feet or better. That's what it'll take to move up to the semifinal round. Coming up to the staging line and set to go. I think that's going to be about 80 feet. You could hear as he came off the line, he started off, the truck went sideways, and he had to pedal.
Yeah, he had some power. When he mashed it to leave the line, it pulled the front tires off the ground. And he's one of the first ones we've seen that's really been able to accelerate and pull the tires that much. Maybe that's why he's got the wing on that thing to try to plan it, like the drag cars that run here at Topeka most of the time. But you know, he definitely had some juice when he left.
Yeah, as he came off the line, the truck veered to the right, and he really had to get out of the throttle to get it started in the right direction. There he goes. You can see where the truck knows the truck comes down. He had to get out of the throttle, and that hurt his distance. Paul Schaefer, Monster Patrol, looks to be 85, 90 feet.
See, like we were talking about before, and they were talking about shaving tires and stuff. This truck, obviously, and the truck before it, basically it's got a stock tire on it. It doesn't have the shaved tire. A couple of the guys that have really jumped for distance have shaved the tires. They're a little bit slicker, and obviously that cuts down on the drag or the roll resistance.
Let's check with Brett.
I'm back, guys.
Hey.
They had to take me to the hospital and thaw me out. That's where I've been. But to be quite honest, I've been standing down here and at the finish line screaming my lungs out along with the rest of the fans here. This is the most incredible jump-off competition we could have imagined, and there's a reason for it. We've been talking, I'm sure, about the $20,000 to win prize. But you have to remember the animosity among some of the top monster truck drivers. And right now, Fred Schaefer, the driver of the Barefoot Dodge, managed to do what he wanted so badly to do, and that is beat Dan Runny in the Bigfoot Ford by a matter of 2.5 feet, over 110 feet. Now, keep in mind that a lot of the monster truck drivers said before this event started that they thought they could break 150 feet. Well, we'll never know because, remember, the trucks, as opposed to everybody else, are jumping into this 40-mile-per-hour wind, and that is certainly slowing these things down. I heard a little bit about what you were talking about the weight, about the 10,000-pound weight. It's true that the Monster Truck Racing Association, the MTRA, that is the governing body over all different organizations of monster truck racing, mandates a minimum 10,000-pound weight for these trucks. This is an outlaw event, folks. They've taken a lot of weight out of these machines, and I don't think we'll get that many drivers to admit it when we talk to them later on, but obviously, considering that they're putting these things in the air and trying to fly them, the less weight, the better. The other thing to remember is I heard you talking about cut tires a little bit. One thing's for sure, Fred Schaefer in the Barefoot Dodge, way down. Got to remember, Fred Schaefer's an old pro stock drag racer. He's also using one of the only trucks here that uses a clutch instead of an automatic transmission. That's going to help him launching on concrete, and with the tires shaved completely down, he's got the world's largest slicks all the way around that thing. Now, Al Paiso and the Predator out of Michigan, which uses a supercharged Chevy for power, is up next. He could threaten these guys, but it's Bigfoot with Gravedigger third right now, going into the last jump of the first round. Let's see what happens.
And the word is that the leader at the end of round one may get a bye in round two if no one in round two eclipses his first round distance. So it's very important to be on top of the pile at the end of this first round. Here comes Predator. And I think the Predator has fallen victim to the bigger fish in the pond here tonight. And it sounded, Kyle, like he may have just let off just as he got to the ramp instead of powering up and over it.
I tell you what, you know, he was talking about these things having automatic transmissions and stuff. That thing started off, and then it sounded like it slipped.